Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Vaipo. We're going to be continuing on with our series of casts. We're going to be watching Probe versus ShoWTimE. Now these two players have been on the scene recently and there's a big difference between them. I'll go through with Probe first. Probe is actually somebody I have seen play before. It's kind of strange that they are so new to the scene. Based on their Liquid Wikipedia page, it seems that that he hasn't actually won that many things in the past. I don't know whether that's because he hasn't been around that long or because he hasn't actually won anything, but it's funny enough because I have seen him quite a lot in the past, as far as I remember. Maybe it wasn't quite the pro level league yet, maybe he was still developing. So he is part of Echo Esports and he is Australian. And just to note, his previous win or achievement was Australian Cyber League 2015 Pro Circuit in Melbourne, and he won $672, probably Australian. So you can see that this probably was not one of the bigger tournaments around. Now his opponent ShoWTimE has actually been around for quite some time longer. I've seen him for a few years now. He plays Protoss, and just a bit of background history. He's from Germany. He is on Team Millennium at the moment. His previous win was actually 2015 WCS Season 1. He came 3rd place, losing to Hydra 0-3, but even though he came 3rd place, 3rd/4th is how it was put actually, he ended up winning $10,000, so quite a bigger tournament considering he didn't actually win that one. So we're going to see quite a standard opening, a very early gas coming out here from the Protoss, even before the Nexus is complete, which I suppose is quite alright, but the second gas going down now. So we're going to see quite interesting play here. Now, one thing to note is that the Protoss versus Protoss gameplay is completely different than anything versus Zerg, so I do apologize for thinking that some gameplays are going to be different. Obviously it's going to be a learning process for myself. I'm just here to cast the games, and you know yourself, there's no need to block, for example, versus a Protoss, because there's no Zergling run-bys, which are obviously the most dangerous thing from the Zerg player at the beginning. So in contrast to what was happening with ShoWTimE, we do have Probe here. He actually ended up putting down a cybernetic score without putting down a second gateway, and he has a Twilight Council. Now there is something to note here. If you look at this, he ended up putting a proxy Stargate, which got spotted pretty much straight away. So very good scouting from ShoWTimE. Very on top of the game, trying to find any sort of shenanigans going on from Probe down the south. Now the only thing he's actually seen here is the cybernetic score. Of course, that might have hinted him towards this happening, and the fact that he's blocked off, so you can't really see what kind of tech he has simply by running into the base. So another pylon going down here. It's going to be interesting to see if he's going to try the same thing again, a second pylon going down here just in case he does end up destroying the Stargate. We're going to see what's going on here. Oh, look at this mothership core going out. We're going to see if it's going to try to take this out. What is that? That is an Oracle in there. So an Oracle being produced, and the mothership core is on the way now. As far as I'm aware, Oracles cannot fire at ooh, that's interesting. Oracles cannot fire at air. Now, this is very interesting here because I thought it was a second pylon from Probe, but in fact, it's actually one pylon from ShoWTimE, which was used perfectly with the overcharge just to basically take that that Stargate out. A very good response from ShoWTimE, of course, being greatly affected by the fact that he spotted it from the very beginning. So another proxy building here. In this case, it is actually a gateway. Quite an interesting response. He does have Dark Templars on the field, so let's have a quick look. Is Probe or is ShoWTimE prepared for this? No, he's not. He doesn't have vision at all of anything that's going on inside of Probe's base. So we're going to see what kind of damage he manages to pull off. Of course, at this point, he does now see that the Dark Templar is there. He's going to throw down a Twilight Council or potentially a Robo Facility. Let's have a quick look how he's going to respond to this. He does, of course, see this now at this point. Maybe he'll try to get a... There we go, Robo Facility. He's going to quickly be throwing out an Overseer, not Overseer, an Observer, and that is of course the best response and probably the fastest response for him. So there we go, we do have 7 kills on this Dark Templar. At this point, probably paying off his own value, not using the best of resources, attacking this, seeing as he's not going to be able to get it killed before the actual Observer comes up. seeing as it's already up. So let's see, here we go. We have the Dark Templar here scooting on away. They are going to go and clean this other Dark Templar off. At this point, I would say the Dark Templars have done enough damage to pretty much set back ShoWTimE quite heavily, and we're going to see how it's going to develop from here. So looking at the production tab, Probe is building quite a lot of stuff. ShoWTimE just trying to recover with the actual ground units that he's lacking at the moment. Basically, sorry, the actual base. If you look here, we do have almost a fully saturated base from Probe, but ShoWTimE also in a similar position, but of course he lost a lot more probes in the process of that. So in terms of tech, we're going to bring that up. We only have Warp Gate at the moment, nothing else being researched other than weapons for Probe, a lot earlier than ShoWTimE's ones, probably caused by the delay of the extra drone deaths and the fact that he couldn't mine from this base until he cleared out those Dark Templars. So this proxy Warp Gate getting caught out now. This is interesting because he's going to lose this both Pylon and Warp Gate, which is a total of 250 minerals, because it also kind of failed to put off a huge amount of pressure. Now the question here is going to be, what is going to develop from this? Both players have had some significant losses. If you think about this, a lot of resources going into the Stargate to actually get it up and spend time researching, as well as the fact that the pylon got destroyed here and the Stargate itself is pointless. So for that he lost a lot of time, but then in return he ended up with more shenanigans, pulling off his Dark Shrine, and of course taking back a few probe kills in return. So it is quite an even trade-off so far. I want to quickly bring up the lost units tab. 8 probes for our Protoss up the top, ShoWTimE, and 1 for Probe. So the only thing that I would say that Probe has lost more really is the minerals and the time spent researching up until Gateway or Stargate so early. So we're going to see what exactly we have. Let's bring that away. I'm going to bring up the units tab as well. So we have 3 observers up for ShoWTimE. He's obviously very worried about the Dark Templars that could potentially be on the field. Oh, getting these both shut down, both a Cybernetics core and a Warp Gate down. Very, very interesting that he decided to do that to his own building. So obviously he's going to get that back up. Going to be a bit delayed on his tech. Obviously these buildings can't quite warp into Warp Gates just yet, and the Force sitting there not doing anything. So look, oh, can't see any upgrades that are on the way, or rather that are available. So there we go, we do have level 1 weapon upgrades for ShoWTimE almost complete at this point. It is going to, oh look at this Dark Templar just sitting there very, very silently, waiting for potentially a probe to sneak by and just get two-shotted. The question is, what is he going to do with it? At this point I think he's not able to do much with it, seeing as there is an observer pretty much in every corner at this stage, just ready to pretty much prevent any sort of harassment from going on. This observer kind of useless being here, seeing as there is already a photon cannon here ready to defend. This force coming in here. Ooh, here we go. There is a big purification over, unfortunately missing for Probe. Let's see what they're going to do with this. Probably not the best of units against mass stalkers. I'm going to quickly have a confirmation here. 145 damage and additional 55 to shield, which is a total of 200 damage. You know what? Do they one-shot these guys? I think they do one-shot stalkers based on that. It does appear to be the case. So very interesting to see actually when they actually do get one off straight onto the stalker, how much damage is it going to do. I'm not quite sure. As I said, it is a learning process for myself. I'm by no means pro, and I'm not really that familiar with Protoss versus Protoss either. I'm more of a Zerg player, and of course that means that I'm kind of confined to Zerg versus Protoss and Zerg versus Terran. So this is going to be a great expansion of knowledge for myself, as well as potentially some of you who are not aware of these answers yourself, and you will be able to see and get those answered for you here. So goodbye Vaipo, not just hopefully entertaining some of you guys, also potentially educating some of the newer players or some players that wish to join StarCraft 2 and the online gameplay and are just not quite sure how to start off. So I'll be doing as much analysis of games as possible. I'll throw in some of my knowledge. If I'm not sure, I will say it straight away. I will not just make up stuff based on suspicions or, you know, speculation, because that of course is not going to give you the greatest of experiences, and of course you can point me out being wrong. There we go, this is going to answer the question. Whoa, that was huge! So to answer the question from earlier, yes, one Purification Nova will destroy Stalkers. Does a total of 200 damage. Stalkers have a total of 160 combined health and shields. So there we go, a huge Purification Nova. That took about 5 Stalkers in one hit, which is insane. Let's see, does he have the Purification Novas ready already? Yeah, he does indeed. So he will be able to get another few Stalkers down, a few Disruptors on ShoWTimE's side as well. So it seems like, you know, a few Stalkers and Disruptors is the way to go. Oh, there we go, missing that Purification Nova. We're gonna do another one here, and both are missing. So at the moment, just a bit of poking coming in from both sides. Blinking away from that one. So blink obviously very important in this matchup because of all of those Purification Novas. Could get easily caught out here. This Disruptor almost getting taken out. Would probably survive with 1 health though, seeing as he does have 1 armor. Let's see. This target's still sitting up here. We're going to see the production tab. Level 2 weapons, or sorry, level 3 weapons coming up for ShoWTimE. So that's quite interesting. Let's look at the upgrades ready for parting. He has level 2 already, so those are both up. We're just waiting for level 3 from ShoWTimE. He'll probably wait before making any full-on commitments, if he gets the chance to, of course. These Purification... Oh! 1 Purification Nova. Wow, this is a huge moment for ShoWTimE. He must have seen that. That was a total of 4 Disruptors just getting destroyed instantly. One with 1 Purification Nova. Oh my god, another one going on. That's a total of 5 now dropped. He is in a very bad position. Probe getting very unlucky with those Purification Novas. An absolute amazing show of skill from ShoWTimE. Very well done with those Novas. Taking out 3 with 1 at one point there. That was absolutely beautiful. You know what? I'm going to go back. Can I go back here? I don't think I can actually, so I will figure out what the key for that is at some other stage, and perhaps go back to just slow down the time and see how exactly that went. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this first Protoss versus Protoss that I've casted. A very, very interesting outcome with Probe just simply losing because of the amount of Disruptors that he lost to those Novas. So thanks for watching, guys. Good luck. Please leave it a like and do subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you guys in the next battle between the two of these guys. Best of 3, by the way. Good luck.